The autistic boy watches the football match with rapt attention. He immediately sees the player's movements in his mind's eye and where the goal would be missed. He then draws a perfect defensive diagram on paper. His uncle, who is a football coach, he saw his nephew draw such a professional attacking strategy. He was instantly amazed. Just by watching the game, he was able to calculate so accurately. It seems my nephew has a talent for football. So the next day, my uncle took my nephew to the football field. He was given the position of goalkeeper. The other students saw Jack's dumbfounded face. They laughed at him. What can you do with that? But then they couldn't stop laughing. Although Jack had never touched a football before, but he was able to quickly work out the trajectory of each player, dividing the pitch into 1,000,000 squares as coordinates, and then based on their respective speeds, to predict where they'll be next. When the ball reaches a certain position, Jack will be able to tell who is going to shoot in advance, based on the pace of the opponent and the trajectory of the football. Jack's brain instantly simulates dozens of angles for the shot, after determining the most likely path to the goal. Before the opponent has a chance to shoot, he predicts the direction and angle of the shot. He dives for the top left corner. The ball is easily stopped. The next few shots by the opponent, Jack blocked all of them, although his diving was not standard. But his talent quickly caught the attention of the Socceroos. They were particularly keen to get Jack into the team. With a bit of training, the boy could be a great player in the future. My uncle said, "This little nephew of mine, he was born with autism. I don't think he'll make the team. Even normal schools don't want him. You can take him to the hospital for an evaluation. As long as he's mentally fit, then he can join our team." When my uncle heard that, he went to ask Jack if he wanted to join the team. Jack said tersely that he did. So my uncle brought him to a psychologist for an evaluation. But the psychiatrist asked him all sorts of low IQ questions. What does 1 + 1 equal? What are your parents' names? Who brought you up? How much money do you have in your pocket? After Jack had answered 2 questions, he felt that it was an insult to his intelligence. He was silent and didn't want to answer. So the doctor concluded that there was something wrong with Jack. The doctor says that your nephew's situation is complicated. Can you believe that an autistic boy is smarter than the average person? Jack was in the yard waiting for the results, when he overlooked the doctor's unfinished game of chess. He took a brief look at it. He immediately recognized the game. He then rushed into the doctor's office with impatience. "If you want to win the game, you have to give up the castle." The doctor was dumbfounded. "No way. According to you, I'm going to lose in 3 moves. It turns out that the doctor is quite an expert in chess too. After listening to Jack's dozen moves, the doctor wanted to check whether he was right or wrong. Sure enough, when the doctor was playing against Jack, no matter what move he made, it was the same thing Jack had said before. The doctor said to Jack, "You're a genius." So he immediately proved that not only was Jack right, but that his IQ was way ahead of his peers. What does that tell you? There's a fine line between genius and insanity. You think Jack is stupid. In fact, you're the ones who think Jack is stupid.